Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We got some work to do now.
Did you know? Even though Scooby-Doo is part of the Hanna-Barbera family, the series wasn't actually invented by Hanna-Barbera, but instead created by Joe Ruby and Ken Spears. The show was originally going to be called Mysteries 5, a group of 5 teenagers named Mike, Jeff, Kelly, Linda, and Linda's brother, WW, who would perform at gigs along with their bongo-playing dog named Too Much, who had a Shaggy Beatnik-style appearance. In their spare time, however, they went out to solve spooky mysteries involving ghosts, zombies, and any other monsters in general. With some small help from Fred Silverman, the executive who was in charge of the daytime programming for the CBS network, he was also helping to come up with the idea of Scooby-Doo. The show is inspired from a radio program known as I Love a Mystery, and the TV series The Many Loves of Dobie Gillis, where the Mystery Inc. gang are directly based on the characters from that show. Once getting rid of Mike in favor of 4 teenagers instead of 5, Jeff became Ronnie, who was later named Fred, based on the main character Dobie Gillis. Kelly was Daphne, based on Talia Menninger. Linda was Velma, inspired by Zelda Gilroy, and WW was Shaggy, based off Maynard G. Krebs.
I know the caption on mine. Most hungry.
For Scooby's name and appearance, according to Ruby and Spears, Silverman was inspired by Frank Sinatra's scat Doobie Doobie Doo at the end of his recording of Strangers in the Night. Iwa Takamoto, the character designer for Hanna-Barbera, then changed Too Much's design and drew Scooby as a Great Dane with many different abnormalities compared to the original breed. When nearly to the end of production, the show's original name was Who's Scared, and the premise was going to have tons of scary threats of monsters, haunted houses, and the dog was depicted to be a supporting minor character. The artwork production showed very scary works, and CBS president Frank Stanton felt like it wasn't appropriate for kids, so it was then changed to more humor, less frights, and the show revolving more around the dog to entertain all audiences. The show was later then named Scooby-Doo Where Are You? And premiered on September 8th, 1969. Scott Innes was the voice of both Shaggy and Scooby-Doo from 1998 to 2001. You may remember his voice in most movies such as Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost, Alien Invaders, Cyber Chase, and a big portion of commercials and video games up until 2006. But he's not just a voice actor, he's also a huge fan of Scooby-Doo. When taking a tour of his home, his entire house was decorated with Scooby-Doo merchandise. His love was so well known, Hanna-Barbera had crowned him as one of the biggest Scooby-Doo collectors out there. Rumors go that he divorced his wife in order to gain this award, but of course that's what I hope didn't happen.
Warner Brothers coined me or marketed me as the biggest Scooby-Doo collector in the world, but I've actually had to box up most of that because my wife was threatening to divorce me, and I really had to make a tough decision, and I'm really going to miss her. That's funny!
Scott had also supported his voice in the live-action theatrical movie back in 2002, as the bane of everyone's existence, Scrappy-Doo.
Take you, put him up, you mangy mutt. Oh, is that all you got?
Frank Welker was the voice of Fred Jones in the original series of Scooby-Doo Where Are You? This is important because he still carries the voice of Fred even till today. He has done the voice of Fred in every single adaptation of the Scooby-Doo series, all except A Pup Named Scooby-Doo, where he was voiced by Carl Stevens. Today, he plays the voice of both Fred and Scooby-Doo. His impersonation of the Mutt was first heard on What's New Scooby-Doo back in 2003. Don Messick was the original voice of Scooby-Doo, but then passed away on October 24th, 1997. Casey Kasem has also been a veteran. He played the voice of Shaggy Rogers from the 1969 series, but was momentarily replaced by Scott Innes and Billy West. Kasem would eventually reclaim his role in What's New Scooby-Doo, along with the many straight movie to VHS or DVD releases. Today, Matthew Lillard is the voice of Shaggy since 2009. Coincidentally, Matthew Lillard has played as Shaggy in both live-action movies of Scooby-Doo. Casey did his last performance in Scooby-Doo before retiring on, and sadly passing away on June 15, 2014. His last performance for the Scooby-Doo series was Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, where he supplied the voice of Shaggy's father, Colton Rogers.
I don't buy that story for a second.
Another voice actor that played as Shaggy was Scott Menville. And there's a quick fun fact about Casey Kasem and Scott Menville being the voice of Shaggy. In the old Super Friends series, Casey was the voice of Robin, the Boy Wonder. However, in modern years, Scott Menville was the voice of Robin in the Teen Titans series, and then played as Shaggy in Shaggy and Scooby-Doo Get a Clue. Surprisingly enough, Kasem and Menville would work together in Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School and a pup named Scooby-Doo series, where Kasem was Shaggy in both parts, and Menville played as Tug Roper and Red Herring.
Nice spike, Baxter! That's the kind of teamwork we need for Callaway Military to stay on top.
This is Red Herring. Aha! Calling to confess, huh?
No! I just wanted to tell you jerks I'm not even in the country this week, so don't go blaming anything on me.
Scooby-Doo has a very huge influence on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, for on that show, Buffy Summers forms a team known as the Scooby Gang, the Scoobies, or Slayerettes, once arriving in Sunnydale. In this TV series, Buffy and her group of friends fend off against supernatural forces of evil, but there are also visible signs of Scooby-Doo references. When in Season 1, Episode 11, Out of Mind, Out of Sight, the character Willow is seen wearing a Scooby-Doo t-shirt, and Buffy sports the Daphne trademark neck scarf. Everything comes in one full circle when Sarah Michelle Gellar, who plays as Buffy on the show, would eventually play as Daphne in both of the theatrical Scooby-Doo movies, and Freddie Prinze Jr., her husband, would play as Fred. Now for the ultimate fact. If we were to compile every single mystery solved by the Mystery Inc. gang, if we took every cartoon series, every movie, and every single spin-off where the gang solved a mystery up to this date, the Mystery Incorporation gang have solved at least over 636 mysteries. It has taken over 5 generations to solve this much cases. Very impressive, I must say. That's all for today, but remember to subscribe to this channel to see more Did You Know cartoons. Also, quick special thanks to the Did You Know gaming community for the inspiration of this series. If you follow my work on any of these websites, take note I don't exactly have a one-shot idea of what I do for a living, but hopefully whatever I'm interested in, you'll be into it too. Thank you and have a great day.